Thank you so much, Primera, for inviting me to come, to give me this opportunity to share with the ladies. I mean, in sharing, we are able to give, and in giving, we find purpose, and the purpose is to impact and be part of another person's story. So for me to receive this opportunity, I do not take it lightly, and I am grateful for having approached me to take part in this session. My name, once again, is Nalwanga Pros Sekandi. I also go by the names of Kabenge, which is my marital name. And I am the CEO of Pro Wellness Vita Limited, which runs products from USA. And it also runs facial products, and it runs weight loss products from USA. And I started this business and company because as a mother, I realized that it was pertinent to take part in good nutrition for the children. But then I realized we, the adults, forget ourselves, that we need to take care of ourselves to take care of the others. So I began this business as a mother of 5, and I could see the struggles that I had gone through, and I felt it was pertinent that I could share with mothers easier ways to bring up children and also to make themselves comfortable. And today, as you know, our topic is on the ABCs of nutritional supplements for adults and children, a topic we shall slowly go through it. It's a very wide topic because this nutritional supplements are diverse, but I will try to break it down in different categories so that we can understand the topic. As you know, in the world today, there are so many choices. There are so many foods. You go in an aisle, there are so many choices to make, but the choices we make a difference. And overall, we are what we eat. So if we make good choices, our wellness will also show that we are making the good choices. So it is pertinent that we always make the right choices, regardless the diverse choices that we are given. Ultimately, we wish that everyone, it is recommended that everyone has a healthy, balanced diet. This one helps you maintain your good, healthy weight and also prevents illness. And by this, part of this healthy diet is also you have to keep active. You have to have an active life. So it's not all about eating and then you forget to have a bit of exercises here and there. Exercises may vary. You may not necessarily go to the gym, but be active. Then there are nutrients also that help, that add on this balanced diet. And these nutrients like vitamins and minerals are very crucial. They are like the oil in the engine. So they are the ones ensuring that our body runs very well. It is the oil. So they may not be seen, but eventually they actually run the body. We are so used to the proteins, carbohydrates, that we forget that the vitamins are the ones that give all the other, the immune system, your digestive system, they're the ones that help all these other systems work very well. And you find that we have 5 major groups of food, okay? And these are majorly broken down into fruits and vegetables, those will constitute basically the vitamins. The bread, the pasta, the potatoes, and the rice will constitute your carbohydrates. These are usually starchy foods. And you find that we usually tend to forget that even our matoke is a starchy food. So it's part of these carbohydrates. Then we have the meat, fish, eggs, beans, which are our proteins. The dairies, which are milk, soy milk, and the like. Then the oils and the spreads, those constitute the fats. So the oils we use are different from, we all use different oils in our foods. So if you look at that plate on the side, basically your plate should always have the fruits and vegetables taking halfway the plate. So in other words, the fruits and vegetables become the biggest constitute of your plate. So if this is your serving, okay, your plate should have vegetables and fruits taking halfway the plate. And the grains, which are the carbohydrates, should take just a small amount of your plate and share it with the proteins. But ensure that the grains you've chosen, are they healthy? Are the carbohydrates you've chosen healthy? So it is important that we always look at our plate as an awesome meal. A healthy eating plate will basically, just like the other plate, this is just to give you a bigger picture. But on top of this meal, you see the oils also come in. Why do the oils come in? Because most times you're going to use these oils to prepare the protein, or to prepare your vegetables, or to prepare your grains. So what oils are we using? Are we choosing olive oil versus normal regular oil? Are we choosing drinking water versus taking splash or one of those sweet, really sweet juices? So we need all these components, but we have to make healthy choices with these components. What are the vegetables we choose? Are we choosing vegetables that are going to enrich us, or have we really cooked them, they have lost their food nutrient? And the fruits, you know, when we are younger, we can accommodate so many foods, and we can also take so much. But as we grow older, we have to know, okay, which fruits do not give me too much fructose, because that fruits also have fructose. Am I taking a green apple versus a yellow red apple? Or do I want to take the red apple because it's sweeter? Let me try the green apple. So there are choices everywhere. In every bit of food, there are choices we make. Our proteins, what proteins do we choose? Some will have more calories than others. So we have to eat, as much as we are eating this plate, we have to make choices within even this plate. Are we giving our children this plate, this kind of plate, when they are having a meal? If not, what can we change? So you find that part of our drinks will also encompass our diet. So what we drink, what we take in. Our salt, are we choosing pink salt versus the normal white salt? Are we choosing a sugar that is not, are we taking less sugar in our tea? What are our choices? So basically our choices really, really take us a long way. Now you find that in most cases, if you eat well, there will be some benefits, okay? What are the benefits of you eating well? Most times you will be energetic, you will be strong. When you get maybe muscles that are aching, or if you get a wound, you will be able to repair and grow your muscles back much easier. You will also stay much more healthy, so you will avert away illnesses that may come just because of your diet, okay? You will, illnesses like, you know, then you go to the doctor, they say you're low in blood sugar, I mean you're low in iron, then those are illnesses you can avert just by your diet. What are the common nutritional supplements on the market? There are many, but we can break them into 4 main components, okay? And these components are the following. You will find there are supplements that will just be simple multivitamins, okay? And or mineral vitamins. What are the examples of these vitamins? For the multivitamins, you find that you can buy vitamin C, you can buy vitamin B complex, you can buy vitamin D, for example. And then for the minerals, you will find certain times you can buy calcium off the shelf, you can buy selenium off the shelf. So that's just one class of supplements that you may find. Then we have also supplements that are in the herbal or botanical group. And these supplements are many also, and they are diverse on the market. You will find green tea, you will find matcha tea, you will find things like garlic, you will find ginseng, cranberry, and all these will have uses, okay, you may find necessary. However, as you're buying them, or as you try, you always have to look out. Have they been, is where I'm buying my green tea or my matcha tea, is there a write-up on where I've bought it? Okay, is it credible? Is the source credible? Because if it has gone through a proper and well-registered company, it means they have gone through how much you will need at a certain age or time. So it is not like they are just producing ginseng or cranberry and they are not taking care what are the contents. So it is important that you look out, where am I buying my products? Then there are also specialty supplements, and these specialty supplements include supplements like omega-3. You know, many of you go out and buy omega-3, even for children. But again, where are you buying it? Is it being labeled for a child or for an adult? The levels have differ. The adult, what an adult needs of omega is different from what a child will need. So ensure that the vitamin you bought really specifies the age of the child, or is it for women, is it for men? Ensure that such little details are taken into account. Other specialty vitamins will include probiotics, and these ones, the probiotics help with the digestion, okay? These ones put back flora within the digestive system. So you will have parents looking out. Some children are getting ulcers at an early age, and so they need probiotics, and those are the specialty supplements you may find. There are others like MSM, glucosamine, that, you know, these are all specialty. They are looking, these are targeting a specific need, okay? Collagen, they are targeting a specific need. For collagen, they are targeting your skin, your bones, your hair. How does it look? So those are specialty supplements. And all these are on the market. Then there are other supplements like the sports and nutritional supplements, okay? Now for the sports and nutritional supplements, we will have the, you know, if you've heard of the whey protein, which men take for muscles to kind of beef up their muscles. Then you will also find energy drinks that people will take before going for exercise, or different gels people will use before going for exercises. Then we have also weight management supplements like Garcinia cambogia, green coffee, which are known to suppress people's appetite. And these are also supplements. So many of them now, like Cambodia and green coffee, these are plant extracts, okay? Green coffee is from our normal coffee, but when the coffee is not yet roasted. Garcinia cambogia is a tropical fruit, which they use to make a supplement to help people struggling with weight loss. Then there are also other weight management supplements like meal replacement shakes. These shakes are made, or meal replacement foods are made, so that it covers up the meal you would have had. But because they are balanced in such a way that you don't get a gap, you don't get a deficiency. If you haven't had your lunch, but you've had a meal replacement meal, it should cover up for that lunch. So it means that meal will be composed of your proteins. As we looked at the other plate, it will have all those components. So usually these weight management replacement shakes have minerals in them, and they have proteins in them to manage your weight, but then they are not causing a gap in your daily life. So with that background, basically, I've given you all the types of nutritional supplements that you may find on the market and some of the uses. So if we go into vitamins, let's just look at the vitamins, the multivitamins, in other words. Vitamins, why we need them, it is this: for your body to function well, you need vitamins in your body. And what are the signs that someone is not taking all their vitamins? Many people, you find they'll be tired, they're fatigued. Some, their skins are looking dry. Generally, I don't want to say a bit, you're not keeping yourself well. It will show off on your face, okay? You will have body aches. Then for some people, they also lose hair, okay? They start losing hair in different parts, especially of their head. And then you generally, someone is struggling, going through each day. And deficiencies in young children will have their effects, and deficiencies in vitamins for adults will also have their effects. For children, you go to worst case scenario is, their legs are not are growing straight, their bone structure, and then their bones are weak, their teeth are weak. So all these are signs that, the vitamins are lacking. So what vitamins do we need as people? The vitamins we need are vitamin A, B, C, D, E, and K, okay? Now, in all these vitamins, many of them have little classes within them, but we shall go breaking down some of the classes step by step. And if we look at all these vitamins, some vitamins are water soluble and other vitamins are fat soluble, okay? What do we mean by water soluble vitamin and oil soluble vitamin? Basically, for the water soluble vitamins, they are easily absorbed by the body. They're usually used immediately once they get into the body. And if you take too much of them, the body will discard of what it doesn't need. And such vitamins are like vitamin C. If you take a tab of vitamin C, it will kick into the system very quickly. And that's why sometimes the doctor may even advise, please use it, put it under the tongue, because these are absorbed very, very fast into our system. So vitamin C, the vitamins from the B class are also water soluble. And so these vitamins do not require you to take a fatty meal. You can take them anytime. They're usually very easy to get. They are more available. And so they are really, but these are used immediately. So from the B class is wide, but I'll get into it when we get to the B class. For the oil or fat soluble vitamins, these vitamins are absorbed better if you take it with a fatty meal, okay? So they work, and they're usually stored in the fatty cells. And so if you look at that too, these ones, the oil-soluble vitamins, will stay in your body longer. Okay, these vitamins are like vitamin A, D, vitamin E, and K. These vitamins take longer to get out of your body. So they also sometimes need a fatty meal, and they are stored in the fatty tissues and in the liver, and that's where they'll be formed. And these vitamins, if not controlled well, can become dangerous. Why? Because they stay in the body longer. So with these vitamins, you want to ensure that you're not taking too much of them. But most multivitamins you find, they'll be encompassing many vitamins and minerals in them, but they are studied to a level that they are low enough for you not to get a side effect because you've taken them. So, and that's why it's necessary, as much as we take vitamins, take them from a lab tested, take vitamins that have been lab tested, because that means the values and the amounts in them are good enough for human consumption, okay? And they will not cause a surge in vitamins in your body. They will not cause a spike, especially for the oil-soluble vitamin, that is vitamin A, D, E, and K. So when we go to vitamin A in specific, where do we get this vitamin K? It's usually found in carrots, in beef, fish. And you know, most foods, really, one food can be giving you like 4 different food values, you know, like, you know, fish may give you protein, it will give you vitamin A. So usually, when you're eating food, you know that at least I've taken my vitamins. Some you may take in even a protein food. So this vitamin A is what gives you vision, and it's what keeps your immune system working well. And we all need it at different amounts, depending on our ages. And we also need it in different amounts depending on our sex. So a female and a male will not need the same amount of vitamin A. Now you find that people who are vegetarians tend to be deficient on this vitamin. And so sometimes we require that they take a supplement that has vitamin A, because most times they are not getting all they need. But in some vegetables, there is some vitamin A, though it is at lower levels. Then we go to vitamin B. Now, vitamin B ensures that all our cells are working well. It's what becomes our energy. And if you're diagnosed with low vitamin B, usually you'll be getting tired. That will be the problem. You will be getting tingliness in your fingers. So this vitamin is very crucial. And it's what helps us create new blood cells. It's what helps our brain cells. So sometimes memory-related supplements will have more vitamin B, okay? And it's what also helps with our healthy skin. So deficiencies in it, you'll be tired, you'll lose balance at times, and you'll have a pale skin. Then we go on to vitamin C. Vitamin C is increases. One, its main importance. It is very important because it wards away. It's what keeps our immune system up and running. And that's why, you know, they were encouraging us during COVID, take more vitamin C. But vitamin C also increases the absorption of iron. So, for example, a pregnant mother, a supplement may have more vitamin C than a lady who is not expecting, okay? Because it helps absorb more iron, okay? So this vitamin C repairs our tissues and it helps in development of new tissue. It is also very necessary component in helping us create more collagen. And that's why most collagen supplements will have a bit of vitamin C. Why will they do that? So that your body can create as much collagen as it needs, because vitamin C improves the production of collagen. Okay, and this is what will also help with healing wounds, maintenance of your bones, generally keep your body running and you're feeling strong. You find that women need more vitamin C than men. Pregnant women even need it more than normal women. And most times vitamin C, zinc, and D work together to fight viral infections. And that's why in COVID, we are taking vitamin C with zinc and D, and we're told to increase even the grammage of what we're taking normally. So people who are already on supplements already were taking vitamin C in their supplements. But with COVID, they told them to take more grammage of vitamin C. Then we go on to the sunshine. I call it the sunshine vitamin because that's vitamin D. We basically get it from the sun, okay? And so there's a tendency for us to think, we have a lot of sun in Africa, we probably cannot have a problem with this. But you find that we are spending a lot of time indoors, and yet we need this vitamin for our bones and our immune system. A lot of it is converted from UV lights, lights from the sun, and then a lot of it we get from fortified foods. We also get it from animal fats, and then also plants like mushrooms. Mushrooms give us some good source of vitamin D, and then eggs, fish oils will also give you a bit of vitamin D. And as you see on that picture, cheese, but you know, as you grow older, certain of these foods, you have to lower them because many of them, your body is no longer digesting them so well. So vitamin D deficiencies, which people get this deficiency? People who spend little time in the sun. Now, it can be you or me. It can be my grandmother, who's probably spending a lot of time in the house, my grandfather. So our parents, they're spending a lot of time in the house. So you find that supplements that are for 50 plus, they will usually put the vitamin D grammage may be more than for an active teen girl or a teen boy. The grammage may be more because they know these people are spending less time. And then in places like in certain countries, they go ahead when a baby is born, they go ahead after 2 months, they are giving this supplement because they know that many people are keeping their children indoors. So they will usually give children 2 months plus a vitamin D supplement to ensure that they are not having cases of, poor bone development, skin problems. So they tend to give children 2 months plus until 2 years a vitamin D supplement, okay? And sometimes they also add on an iron supplement because they know some mothers stop taking their supplements once they have given birth. And so they are breastfeeding, but they are not giving their children enough iron. So they usually add the vitamin D supplement with the iron. So you find that they do that to prevent, because it's easier to prevent than try to cure a problem. Also, people who are generally heavier in size tend to struggle with this vitamin D. They tend to absorb less of it. For some reason, their bodies tend to convert less of vitamin D. Then we go to vitamin E. This one we get from sunflower oil. We get from peanuts, almonds, spinach, mangoes, broccoli, we can get this vitamin. It is the antioxidant. You need it to help with your antioxidation, okay, for your body. Then it's one that also prevents clotting of blood in vessels. So it is a necessary vitamin, and you will find when a mother is breastfeeding and they are taking their supplement, their supplements for nursing, then you find this mother, that supplement usually has a lot of vitamin E, because they want to ensure that she's getting this vital vitamin for herself. And then you'll also find that for the peanuts and the almonds, we are encouraged to eat them if we can, but we also have to control how much because of their fat content. A handful of them is enough for you a day or every 2 days. But what happens, we usually take more than a handful. Peanuts are very tasty, and almonds even the better, but they are very good for, you need them for vitamin E. Now, there is another vitamin, vitamin K. This one is what helps, in case you get a wound, you don't overbleed. Vitamin K helps in clotting of blood once you get issues. So it prevents excessive bleeding, and we all need this vitamin K. It mainly comes from green foods, spinach, parsley, but it can also come from foods like butter or liver, but in small amounts. So basically the bigger amounts come from the green vegetables, and that's why they like to give it the green color, because it's usually that. Now, when we leave the class of vitamins, then we go to the class of minerals. When we are done with the vitamins, what are the common minerals? There are so many minerals in our bodies, but the common ones is what I will look at briefly. One is iron, which you find pregnant women need more of it. Women who go through heavy periods each month need more of iron so that they do not get deficient. And then also babies will need more iron, and that's why a nursing mother will be encouraged to take a supplement so that the baby can benefit from the iron in the breast milk. Then we have others like calcium, which is for your bones and teeth. You find that children's supplements and baby supplements may have some bit of calcium added to them. Children, toddlers will need more calcium than maybe me, an adult. And then a mother who's expecting will need to take foods with calcium to ensure that she's, because her baby who's going in her womb is taking a lot of her calcium. And that's why certain women, when they are pregnant or after giving birth or in that period, you know, their dental health is really affected because the calcium levels drop. Because you're creating a new body, you're creating new bones, and so you're sharing this calcium. And so minerals like that, we tend to ignore them, but you see that how much they can affect you. They can affect you to a point that your teeth change color, or your teeth start breaking into pieces. So you don't want that, because that's part of your general wellness. Then we have herbals and botanicals, which we had already talked about. And this is where we have the ginseng, which is used to help people with their hormones, and it's also very good for your digestion. Then the red maca, the black maca, which is good for hormonal issues. Red maca for women, black maca for men. And so you don't expect to buy black maca when you're a woman. So those are some of the things someone has to look out for. Then there are others like nettle plants that are also used, tea tree, turmeric, ginger. Now, you find that many of these some of these are plants. And so if you do not get it from a lab tested person who has tested it, you're bound to take either too much or too little, because the person has just gotten a few leaves and made a concoction, and then that concoction, you don't know what is in the concoction. And that's what we all did when we were during COVID. We were making concoction, and that's why some people were either being affected by the concoctions because what? They were not tested. Either you've put too much of a certain nutrient and it's affecting you. Some people are getting ulcers, some people are getting issues or heartburn, because these herbals are very good, but they have to be also regulated in a certain way. Then we have the specialty supplements, which I already spoke about, the omega-3, which we shall get in, which people buy in cod liver oil, people take soft gels, and then the probiotics, which are put back the flora in your body. They are good for digestion. Then the glucosamine, which is used for bone aches and very good for arthritis. So people buy such supplements. Then the very popular one, the collagen, because of its anti-aging properties. Everyone wants to wind the years a little bit. So collagen comes in handy because it's the one that holds the elasticity in your skin together and reduces it from getting, more elastic. So people tend to take it a lot, and it's one of the popular sellers. And it's also very good with bones. And so people, once they take it, it's a protein, but it comes as a specialty supplement. Collagen is just a class of a protein. Then there is MSM, which is also a component that's found in our bodies, and it's usually produced in the labs, and it's also very good for bones, arthritis, and people are buying this. So there are some pictures there that just show some of the collagen. There are two types. There is collagen from marine animals and collagen from, plant-based collagen, and then animal-based collagen, maybe grass-fed animals like cows, and then the collagen like the marine is from marine animals. And they tend to say, they actually say the one from marine animals or the marine collagen is stronger in nutrition-wise, because those animals' collagen is more intact, and so people tend to prefer it to the grass-fed collagen or collagen from plants. Then we have the sports and weight management supplements, and this is where we have the whey protein, which is used to build muscles for men, and then the energy drinks which people take. I'm not very encouraged to take energy. You're not encouraged to take energy drinks, but sometimes, people take some of these drinks, but you have to be aware there are all sorts of supplements. Then the Gashinia Cambodia, which is an appetite suppressant, which people take, it kind of wards off the appetite. They eat less, they generally, it cuts down on their eating habits. And then the green coffee is also usually added in many of these supplements or weight management supplements, because it also suppresses weight loss. Now, you want to go, because when I read, green coffee, very good. Let me go look for coffee in the garden. I have a plantation, let me take some green coffee. Now, you have to take it in moderation, because as much as it's green coffee, it can also be high in caffeine, because it's coffee. So, and that's why you want to get it from lab tested supplement, because they are put it in a percentage where the caffeine is not going to make you sleep. Otherwise, if you go eat a lot of green coffee, you will lose your sleep, because you will have taken in a lot of caffeine. Then the meal replacement shakes like that one, You know, they will be, usually they will have their proteins in, they will have the minerals in, and they will have vitamins. It's already set for you. So you're not even struggling to figure it out. What should your supplement have, basically? Your supplement should have just a general, you've gone to a shop, it should have at least vitamin D, it should have calcium, it should have vitamin D to help absorb the calcium, and it should have some magnesium, and then it should have zinc, iron, folate, B12. So there are some basic vitamins you can look out for when you're buying one. And what causes the differences in absorption? That I absorb more than Primera or I absorb less than Primera. The differences is because, one, our conversion rates are different. So depending, for example, on the amount of vitamin D I have in my body, I will convert, I will absorb calcium at a different rate. But that rate can be low or high. If I convert at a high rate, the better for my bones. But if I convert at a low level, then my bones will complain. So for components like for our skin, and that's why I can be the same age with another person, we are age mates, but I look older than her. Not because of anything, but simply our conversion rate for the components I need for my skin is different from my friend. My friend is converting her biotin better, she's converting her collagen better, and so her skin looks much more radiant than mine. And the age also differs. You don't expect your conversion rate for your baby or a toddler to be the same. The same apple I may eat, I may get less vitamins than my young son. So those such things bring in the differences. Then the eating habits. Some people will say, I will not eat. I don't like mangoes. I don't like, for me, I only eat food, only matoke. I will not eat this. I only eat, people have different taste buds. And so you find our eating habits also make the difference in absorption. You find that there is a person who will be able to eat the bone soup, and so we'll be able to get some collagen. And I never take bone soup the whole year. I don't take all the foods with collagen. Of course, my skin will show that I'm not taking this vital. But my body will hang in there and work and try to keep me going, because these are not drop dead nutrients that, okay, you don't have them tomorrow, you're dead. No, the body will hang in there and try to produce as much as it can from the food we give it. And that's why when we are getting onto diets, if we are becoming vegetarian, it is important that you keep note of your nutrients. Are you still taking in the nutrients you need per day? Because you can end up being on a diet and look tired and old because you're not taking in your nutrients well. Then there are life changes. Changes like pregnancy will mean you're absorbing certain nutrients differently than others. Other changes mean also means like maybe someone is going through sickness, someone is struggling with their health. Those people's habits, those people will absorb differently. Your father will absorb differently from your son. So changes in our lives, the older we get, we absorb certain things differently. So we have to watch out for that. Is it really worth it to take a supplement anyway? Why should I go ahead and take a supplement? So if your diet is limited, okay, if you are a person who's not keeping up your diet, yes, you may need a supplement. Many of these supplements, also taking it depends on your history, your health, Some people go to the doctors and they are told you don't have calcium, you're struggling with B, the vitamin B, so then they have to take that supplement. Then some supplements, yes, can be life-saving, but not very many. But many of them prevent deficiencies that could cause disease. So that's why some people tend to take them, and that's why it's becoming very popular to take a supplement. However, taking them from unregulated people, it can become detrimental, because if they are not regulated, there is no proper write-up, can become detrimental to you, because you're taking something, someone has made a concoction, and then you decide to take it. And so you find that you can actually get ill. So what does ProWellness offer in terms of vitamins? The vitamins, we usually bring in a non-GMO. That means they are not genetically modified. We always try to look out for gluten-free supplements. We look out for gluten-free is what the component they usually put in flours, and it's not very healthy for your body. Then we look out for lab-tested vitamins, vitamins that have gone through labs and they have a proper write-up. We look out for companies that are good and can supply these vitamins. I look out for no artificial flavors, so that you're not getting a vitamin with just artificial flavors, so it's chemical. Then we try to look for the latest brands. Usually I have collaborations. I have people I collaborate with who are in the health sector of USA, so that I ensure that we are bringing in a vitamin that is currently used on the market and is good for people. What are the multivitamins you find in ProWellness? That's some of the range of vitamins that we bring for adults and children. And you see, it will have different, for the teens, it will have for the 4 years and older, 2 years and older. Why? Because everyone needs a different, at a certain age, we need a certain, so I will not take the teen girl at my age and it will work for me. It is not tested to work for me who's a woman. So if I'm pregnant, I'm not expected to take the woman's multi, because it is the woman's multi is made for a woman who's not pregnant. So it is important that you know that before you buy a multivitamin out in the market. We also have multivitamins for men. And so we'll have men's multivitamins tend to have a more vitamin D complex, because generally men are known to use more energy and their bodies require more energy. So there are those multivitamins for men who are 50 plus. And so even for women, there are those for women 50 plus. So all these are put into consideration. We have supplements that are meant to help support the prostate functioning of the body for men. So those are some of the products that we have. Then we have the protein supplements, the whey protein, the collagen, and then the collagen will basically the marine and the grass-fed, and people will have different preferences on strength, and usually the collagen helps with their hair, skin, their nails, their joints. People generally look much better after they have taken their collagen after for a period of time. And also, once you start taking the supplement, then your body kind of is jump-started to produce for itself. So it is important that you jump-start your body. You may not be on supplements all the time. You can be on them and go off them, because your body also now rejuvenate. And remember, you've made it, like how you may repair a car or take it for service. So when you give your body a supplement, it's like you've taken your body for a service, and now it's working better and it's not struggling. Before it had less oil, it's struggling, it's squeaking, but it's moving on. So most times that's how supplements help people. And that's why people will come back and tell you, oh, proceed, I feel much better than the way I used to feel. But that's because your body is now feeling much better. It can work harder because you're helping it move. You're not just leaving it there to struggle and find the nutrients. So that's why. But if the best thing would be try to keep a balanced diet. But we all know we struggle with those balanced diets. We struggle with that plate I showed you. So I would like to say thank you so much. I'm going to look, we are going into the session of Q&A. But once again, my name is Pros Nalwanga Kabenge, representing Pro Wellness Vita Limited, where your wellness is our passion. And you can contact me. Feel free to contact me, even just your wellness goes beyond just, supplements and nutrition. Your wellness goes beyond advice, your wellness. So feel free to take down my numbers and send me a message. And feel free, if your question comes up after this presentation, please feel free to send me a message. I will be more than willing to be of help. I would like to hand back to Primera for the Q&A session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pros. For those who came a bit later, Pros is a mother of 5. And she began this journey because she had children that were fatty eaters. And that's how she discovered the whole area about wellness. But earlier on, she had worked in Colorado, Wisconsin, and New York, where she was working as a counselor for children and learned extensively about wellness and what it means to have wellness. You can see she is even glowing herself. She knows how to use her products really well. Before she shares them with you, she has already tested them and made sure that they are good for all of us. So I have put a form in the chat. If you would like her to contact you after this, you can fill the form, you can pick her number, just tell her you are in this session and you'd like more and you'd like to understand more about wellness, and she'll be happy to have a session with you. So I have an interesting question. Someone is trying to gain weight. It's an interesting question. What would they do? What would they actually use?
Thank you so much, Primera. People who need to gain weight have to go on high protein, and you want to do the carbs, but you don't want to get fat because of carbohydrates, because usually they are not as healthy. They will give you the bad fat. So you want to go on a high protein diet. Just look out for good protein. And then you want to also beef it up with a good supplement. You can beef it up with a supplement if you wish. Or also, some people are not eating. They have, usually people who are not gaining weight are struggling with their appetites. And so they are not eating enough nutrients during the day. So they have to put up a schedule. This is breakfast. It has to be intentional. They have to be more intentional about it. Because they have to take protein, bodybuilding.
All right. I hope he has had, he was a gentleman on the call. Thank you.
But some gentlemen like the muscle. It may be a question of you want more muscle.
Okay.
Yes.
So what does that mean?
Depends. There are those who may take the whey protein. I don't really advise gaining weight that way. But if they will, I would advise you to do it the natural way, because it's possible.
Right. Then there's a question about being allergic to collagen. What other supplements can they use instead of collagen?
There is no reason someone would become an addict. Why do you become an addict of collagen when you
Not
don't?
addict, they are just allergic.
Or
It's not
allergic to collagen.
yes.
Then they have to take it in a natural form. And if they're allergic to the powder, the straight up collagen, there are gummies that usually have a small percentage. They can also switch to biotin supplements instead, because those will also help their hair and their skin. They can just switch and take another kind of protein in the same class.
All right. And then there's a question. I have had this conversation with you before. I want to lose weight, but I don't want to stop eating as much as I'm eating. I know you have products for that. Please tell us a little bit about them.
You don't want to stop eating. Exactly.
Yeah.
I've never stopped eating myself, and I lost for people who have seen me, they ask me, what did I do? One, change of diet. I take more of protein. Why? Because I know that carbohydrate is easy to find, and that's what makes us store fat around the tummy and in the thigh area. So generally, first and foremost, cut down on the carb, have the carb, but cut it down a little bit. You need to cut it down. Matoke is a carbohydrate. For Ugandans, matoke is a problem because they tend to think it's not a carbohydrate. Two, eat earlier. Eat earlier, do not eat past 7, honestly. Try to bring that culture to even your children. Let your children eat early. You don't need to sleep on full stomachs. You don't need to. So eat breakfast, eat lunch, eat supper. But now the time moves a little bit so that it's comfortable. And then you have to continue eating. Get a nice meal of chicken with lots of broccoli and a fruit. And then you may put a little grain, maybe brown rice if you can. If you can't bear it, put a little carb, but little. Trust me, you'll be full, because the problem, what makes us buy snacks and buy these other things, we are hungry. Never be hungry. Once you're hungry, you'll buy a snack because you can't manage. So don't try to starve your body. Have a snack. Always move with a green apple. I move with a green apple all the time. It's like one of those. Why? Because I'm avoiding to snack. Not because I don't want to snack. I really like cakes. I can bake, but I know the problem is that those will really be. Then the next thing, after we fix the diet, is when I can tell you, you know what? There is a meal replacement shake. Have it. But why don't I want to give it to you as first case scenario? Is that if I give it to you as the first solution, when the diet is not solved, you will have this meal replacement shake, and then you will either not want to eat food, or once the shake is finished, the habit will come back, you will go back to zero. So we need to clear our heads of certain foods, then we can move forward. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much. This session lasts 1 hour up to 2 o'clock. So the session is over, like people can drop off, but we'll stay on with Pros for a bit more to answer questions. So if you had questions on the chat, I'm going to answer them. But if you are pressed for time, you can go back to work. It's okay. It will be all fine. And we'll share the video with you after the session. By tomorrow morning, you should have it in your email that you used to register to attend the session. All right, so I'm going to look for another question. There are other questions in terms of being able to, how do I identify what supplements are good for me without having to go with what's trending? That was the question. People are afraid, they just don't want to go because people say they're using collagen. I also want to use it, what's the point? As in, how do I figure that out?
Okay. Usually a normal woman supplement on the market should be okay to take. If you're sure of your diet, if you follow the other plate I showed you, you may not take, okay? But honestly, after 30 years, your collagen levels are going down. So are you able to get a food you can take that has some good collagen? If you can, then please do so. If you can't, take collagen, but I know after you've taken collagen for a while, you don't have to take it every day. You don't have to take it like today, tomorrow. It's, your body will remember, like I said, your body will wake up and remember, you know what? Protein needs this stuff. So it will struggle to try and also produce its own. So once you're on collagen, you may not take it every day because that's a protein. You don't want to be high on protein. So you can skip a thing. But that's after it has kicked into your body, because for the beginning, you may take consecutively. But after a while, I do not expect you to always be on collagen. So it's pick and choose. But some sources try to take bones of, if you can cook the bones of cow, so that you get a supplement like collagen, because all of us at this age, I'm assuming everyone on call is above a certain 25. We are struggling, we are going downhill with our collagen because our bodies, out of natural wear and tear, have been on this earth and they are wearing out. So we need to support them.
All right, thank you. You've answered a question. Someone was asking which foods are rich in collagen. You have answered.
Yes. And
Or would you
then
like
I see something, they always get stomach ache after taking a multivitamin. Sometimes the multivitamin you're taking, if it has omega-3, you need to take it with a fatty meal because that's a oil-soluble vitamin. So if you notice, oil-soluble vitamins want you to take either a meal with them, or they are not like the vitamin C. You can take it anytime without food or anything. So if you're taking a multivitamin and you notice you're getting a stomach ache, take it with a good meal. Let it be lunch. Then we take the multivitamin. It may be the cause.
All right, I have a question from Fiona. Fiona, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hi, thank you, Prosi, for sharing. It's very informative. Now, I just have a question. So my kid had dios, like very bad dios recently, and I am not so, I don't know what triggered it, but he had also been taking antibiotics because of a cough that he had. So when we went to get medication, they also told us for his diarrhea, they also gave us probiotics to give him later. And as kind of wondering, okay, I think you kind of answered what the probiotics do, but is it kind of related? Like, does it mean that maybe will it stop the dios, or does it have, I don't know, does the cause of the dios have to, I don't know, does it relate somehow to if the probiotics will be able to resolve the issue?
Okay, so basically, if you have noticed, even certain times you can take your child to the clinic and they're maybe diarrheating, they find out it's a viral infection, okay? They're diarrheating, they're vomiting. If they find out it's a viral infection and they give you nothing, go and buy white yogurt. Let that child take. Why? White yogurt has a probiotic in it. So those probiotics, there's a way they put back the flora and you need in your gut that if your gut was being disturbed and it's not, you've already taken now, like your child had already taken an antibiotic. So basically they have no germs, but then the antibiotic most likely usually the antibiotics wash away the good and the bad bacteria. So you find that good bacteria may have been washed away by that antibiotic. And that's why your child was having really bad stomach. And that's why they give you a probiotic. But the other solution is if you go to the hospital also and they give you nothing for your child, always go do what? Get white yogurt, plain white yogurt. And even once in a while, encourage your children to take plain white yogurt. Even for yourselves, just a little bit, okay? It has a fat content because sometimes it's not, they're not, it should be Greek yogurt, but many people say Greek yogurt when it's not Greek yogurt. So don't take too much of it when you're an adult, but generally it's because it has those bacteria that are good for your body and they help settle the stomach. Thank you.
Thank you, Prosie. Now, I actually tried the plain yogurt, but I felt like every time I gave it to him, he was just getting worse because every few spoons that he would take, he would run to the toilet. So I actually I had to cut out the yogurt.
Because then the other option would be ORS, simple old school ORS, to replenish whatever is going out. Because sometimes diarrhea is not bad. If you're getting diarrhea, at least you're getting rid of the bad stuff.
Okay.
If you're vomiting, that's why sometimes they say don't stop vomiting, because sometimes the body is helping you get rid of that thing, but replace that fluid.
Oh, okay, that's interesting, because I thought that vomiting was actually bad, but thank you for that. Now, the same guy, I struggle with appetite. Appetite is zero. I was actually just asking someone about getting like a protein shake. I don't even know if that would help. If it would help, I don't know. Him gain weight, one, then also maybe help him eat better, because he is I don't even know what his food, I don't know what he likes. Because if you ask him what he wants to eat, he'll just say soda. So that is all. But of course, I try to stay away from that because I really don't like the sugars, but I honestly do not know what to give him to eat. He does not like anything.
He has no meal he ever enjoys.
Nothing. Everything is forceful feeding.
Forceful feeding.
Yeah.
Because usually, children are interesting, but he has already known how to press your buttons. That's the first thing any child finds out, that, okay, this is an adult, which button will she allow and which one will she not allow? So now he already knows you by his tips. All our children know us by our tips, that mommy will allow this, mommy won't allow this. Now you almost have to do a slow paradigm shift on him so that he knows mommy is changing, but it's very hard. It will take a while. So that he knows that, okay, now we are going to start eating certain foods. So almost to say certain foods want to be bought in the house on certain days. And then use it as, for now, soda is not good, but you may have to use it as a reward system for him to eat something. And then you may have to, generally, yes, he needs a supplement in short, but as you give the supplement, you also have to help his eating habit change, because now we are changing a habit. We are not just changing, just giving him supplement, because we don't want to say the supplement will fill up the gaps only. Otherwise we would only eat supplements and not eat food, but we still need that food. So how are we going to, we have to play around his mind, his childlike mind, to make him change. Just like we change, even adults, we have to struggle to change someone's mind to start eating healthy until it sticks.
Thank you.
Yes, someone is asking if they have long-term effects. Supplements can have effects if one, you just come up with your own concoction. You may take something that has a certain chemical that is so high because that's not lab tested. Two, if you take a supplement, because we went through all the supplements, if you take a supplement in the wrong way, certain supplements, they'll tell you take with food. If they say with food, please take with food. Even supplements that help with prostate function, usually they tell you take with food. If you don't, you feel your stomach. The men will feel, I mean, the prostate wouldn't be for me, but I know what happens. So if they say take with food, and that's why you need lab tested, because they will specify omega-3. For some people cannot bear it. I may take it and I cannot bear it. I get diarrhea, not because the omega is bad, but my stomach cannot stand oil. Fishy oil in my stomach is so strong. So most likely I need to take either less or to switch. So it is, yes, they can, if certain supplements, you have to kind of follow by the book, what they have said. Thank you. But a supplement, usually the dosages they put, especially for multivitamins for kids, for adults, usually the dosage they have put is minimal and shouldn't cause an effect. And that's why it has to be lab tested, because that means certain number of people have at least taken it and it's okay. Thank you. Yes, Joy.
We have Joy. Yes, Joy.
Yeah, yes, dear Prosy, thanks for sharing. Yeah, I have a daughter. She takes long when she's bleeding. And somewhere when you are sharing about the vitamins, you say that there's a vitamin K, which stops blood clotting and excessive bleeding. What foods are those in vitamin K?
Vitamin K.
Oh, how can we reduce her number of days? Is it possible?
That means
when she's
she has heavy periods, so she loses a lot of iron, right? That means she loses a lot of iron. But if she loses a lot of iron, one, you need to give her iron giving foods. Okay, usually it's the red meats that have a lot of iron. They used to sell liver, but you know, liver, you make sure it is good liver, not liver that is old. Make sure it's good liver. Then there are some greens, like the red ones, buga, they will have some iron. But generally, you find that most plants have less of a component than animal products. That's why vegetarians get less of everything, because they are basically taking plants. So for iron, yes, she may need a supplement, but it may not be like urgent. You can first try to do it with diet. But with iron, remember, iron takes about, for you to change even ounces of iron in your body, it can take a month. So that's why for mothers, you want to get pregnant, they tell you start taking iron some months before conceiving, because iron takes long to build up. And so if you see it is really necessary, and the doctor said then she has to go on a supplement, and usually it's a supplement for minimum, it will be 1 month, they'll tell you, then they check. But otherwise they'll put on like 3 months.
Thank you very much. Then there is a question about, does millet contain enough iron in relation to animal products?
Millet.
Yeah.
Millet has some good iron in it. I also personally like to take it. If possible, try to take plain millet. It has less carbohydrate. Millet is not a bad one. It's good. It has some really good. For the whites, they don't have millet, so they'll tell you fortified cereals, because they know for them in the fortified cereals they have put usually folic acid, they have put iron in them. So here we have our millet. So we have that porridge millet, not maize porridge, but the millet porridge is very good source of iron.
All right. Thank you so much. I don't have any other questions right now. We have shared a form in the chat, which you can fill in. You can ask to have a conversation with Pros, or you can just give us feedback about the session and other things you'd like, other topics you'd like to listen to in the next sessions that we're going to have. I'm going to leave it on the chat for a while, and you can actually pick it up and give us some feedback and give us some comments. Thank you so much, Pros, for today's enlightening us about wellness products. And you can also fill in the forms that Pros can also get in touch with you and also elaborate on some of the other products she has. She has products for children, women, and men of all ages. She has them, and she's willing to share also a lot of information on how else you can be able to be healthy. Thank you so much, and thank you, Pros.